It's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard.
My fellow Americans.
Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
A man holds in his mortal hand the power to abolish all forms of human poverty and all forms of human life.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
One day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
He says, now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. I suppose we all thought that.
Today we're going to be talking about November news. A lot of fun shit happened in November. Let's talk about it.
Thanksgiving happened.
Thanksgiving did happen. We're all thankful for it. Another Thanksgiving down.
I think this was mostly a good Thanksgiving.
I agree. It was very chill.
I think most people enjoyed it. I think most people were thankful for it.
I agree. I think it was a very chill, very relaxed Thanksgiving, and yeah, definitely people were thankful for it. Because who knows how next Thanksgiving's going to be. First up on the list for notable headlines is going to be all crime. And the first one's pretty crazy. HR director arrested for allegedly drugging over 200 female applicants to make them urinate during interviews. That's crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Food influencer known as Dine Dash Diva arrested in Brooklyn, and I'm pretty sure I've seen this person's videos before.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Somebody got famous doing this?
Yeah, they basically take people like to or homeless people, I think it was. I forgot what exactly. I remember seeing like a homeless person that someone took to the place and then just left them with the tab and then just like left. It was crazy, but some people are really fucked up. But it was kind of, honestly, this is going to sound crazy, but it was kind of a nutty month for like wacky headlines. Like there was a lot of wacky headlines. Unemployed son dressed as dead mother to collect her pension in astonishing Mrs. Doubtfire scam.
I did see that one.
You saw that one? I was going to say, I feel like that happens.
That was on my radar.
That was on my radar. That I feel like happens every so often where like somebody like collects their like dead relative's pension or whatever, but like they never go to like Mrs. Doubtfire type extremes for it.
Once it gets to the point where they're like, all right, now you have to show up for the appointment. That's when they know that's never gonna happen. They have to stop. They have to move on. Not for this guy.
They're like, man, your mom's missed like 10 of her doctor's appointments. You know, we got to do a wellness check. She seems very cheery.
Oh, funny you say that. She actually just died.
It's funny. It's funny you say that. She just died and she became a skeleton overnight. Wait, so that means that he had to keep his mom's dead body somewhere.
No, I think it's probably just that it's you're like lying to one organization, even though like another organization knows that she's dead. So like she probably died, had a funeral and everything.
So how would nobody catch on?
I don't know. Unless he did have her rotting corpse in her bed, locked away in her bedroom.
I choose to believe that that's how this went, and that he just never went in that room ever.
Yeah.
Speaking of a rotting corpse, car towed twice in 15 days before anyone noticed a dead body in the back seat. That was a pretty good segue, actually.
Have we ever talked about the David thing?
Yeah, we did.
We did, okay.
Are there any updates with that?
I mean, probably. That's more of like that's been going on for a few months now, though, right? Like that's not November news.
Yeah, we'll do like a whole episode about that. I feel like that would be like a whole section. Wisconsin woman in 2014 Slender Man stabbing is found a day after walking away from group home. I remember this chick got like released like a few months ago, and I was just like, oh, okay. All right. Now I'm curious. Yeah, so the last updates about David were like a month ago. Okay. And it's just like questions surround singer, stuff like that. So I guess he's being questioned. I mean, they should be. They're probably opening an active investigation because he's rich. He's probably throwing money at it.
Yeah.
Florida 8-year-old stabs grandmother Serpil Adams to save mom from knife attack.
The fuck?
Yeah, that was a crazy Florida one. Oh, this is nuts. I kind of want to almost read this one because this just sounds crazy. 2 men plan to take over a Caribbean island for sex slaves.
It was also on my radar. This is
Yeah,
crazy.
that right? Did you read about it or anything? I didn't read about this one.
Yeah, they were
North-
just like pieces of shit
Yep.
who were trying to do some awful thing, and they failed horribly.
Oh yeah, I forgot about their plot. They wanted to go to some random Haitian island and just massacre everybody and enslave
over.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah,
that's
no one,
crazy.
they probably thought that like nobody would care if they did that to random tiny island. They'd totally get away with it.
In this day and age, how can you even like think that that's a possibility? Crazy. Well, we know what happened there. Man who took Hamilton bus on joyride, quote, did a great job driving, left no dings, say police. And a 36-year-old of no fixed address let passengers on and off at bus stops. So that's fun. That guy kind of went away, I guess, pretty good on that one.
The guy who did something like this, but with a train.
Didn't that happen recently?
I think recently some guy did that with a plane.
Didn't some kids take over like a subway train or something like that in New York or Boston or something? Some like big city.
Look it up.
I think that happened.
Is that November news?
From late 2024 to early 2025, incidents, often teens, were filmed seemingly taking control, playing with the controls of New York City subway trains. Not really any time recently, but yeah, that's crazy. Oh, here. Oh, September 3rd. This is the one that I saw. So it happened in September. Crazy shit. These kids, man, they got to find hobbies. Or maybe their hobbies just taking over trains. You got to admit, though, that's pretty impressive for a kid to just, take over a train. I'm not condoning.
Take over cars.
Yeah, I mean, a car makes sense. You know what I mean? They can, they can do that. They see cars getting driven every day, but like
they do it well, like the other person with the bus and the other person with the train.
I mean, from what I heard, they didn't really get caught.
They just go in there and start filming themselves and start pressing buttons and pulling levers. Shit. Oh shit, guys.
Oh shit, the train's moving, guys. They're like, this is just like Train Simulator, Microsoft. I love it. Dog shoots owner after he left shotgun on his bed, Pennsylvania police say. That's a crazy one. I don't know why I put that in the crimes one, but I guess it's a dog crime.
Dog crime.
Dog crime. Woman rushing to pick up pizza arrested for driving 107 miles per hour, deputies say. I think this is a viral one right now, too. And then thieves take 90,000 pounds of snails meant for Michelin-starred restaurant. And that was pounds in, money. Or maybe that was euros. 90,000 euros of snails. That's crazy. Oh, yeah. And how about the National Guard situation? I guess we can kind of gloss over that real quick.
Gloss over that.
Yeah. So basically some dude who with training over in Afghanistan basically went up to a couple of National Guards and decided to do some crazy shit, and now we're bumping up the National Guard count in DC and probably other cities too as well. So what does that tell you? I don't know. What do you think about that whole situation?
I think it's something we should really just gloss over.
All right. On to the next one.
I think it's nothing that should concern us.
Let's hope not. So now on to the normalish news. I kind of integrated this with the weird news for the most part. So a lot of this is just going to be interesting stuff, but I'm starting to notice there is a lot of like kind of cyberpunk news popping up here and there, which is kind of interesting.
We're moving into that era.
We are moving into that era. There's a lot of weird stuff that's just randomly popping up here and there. This has nothing to do with that, but I just thought I'd mention that. But this first headline, man snaps 65 cucumbers in 30 seconds to break world record. Didn't even know that was a world record, but a man has done that. Trump says U.S. visas can be denied to fat people from now on. Let that
For
one
him.
sink in. What'd you say?
Except for him.
I guess so. I guess so. It doesn't apply to the fat man in the house. 150. Oh, I really think that this one's interesting. A 150-year-old beer from an Arctic expedition opened to create a brand new version. That's pretty cool. I think if we do that more with beer and alcohol that we find randomly, that would be like sick.
Do you remember the it was a woolly mammoth meatball or something like that?
Yes, we like cloned like the woolly mammoth like meat and then like made it into like meat products and shit. And one of them was like a meatball, right?
Yeah, I think
That's
just some
crazy.
scientists got to get it, got the opportunity.
That's wild. I wonder what it tasted like.
It tasted awful.
Probably. It probably didn't. I mean, I don't really hear of people thinking elephant tastes that great. People mostly go after elephants because of the tusks and the ivory. So, probably not
Maybe
that great.
elephants exist because they evolved to not taste good, so we didn't kill them and hunt them into extinction.
Maybe, but we did do that to the megalodon. I think we hunted those into extinction.
The mastodon?
Mastodon, that's what it is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, exactly. It was the North American elephant that it went extinct like 10,000, 9,000 years ago. And like people I think like hunted them into extinction. Mastodons for at least a few thousand years prior to their extinction coexisted with Paleo Indians, were the first humans to have inhabited North America. Evidence has been found the Paleo Indians hunted mastodons based on the finding of mastodon remains with cut marks and/or lithic artifacts. Causes typically being attributed to human hunting, severe climate phases like the Younger Dryas, or some combination of the two. The American mastodon had its last recorded occurrence in the earliest Hycean around 11,000 years ago, which is considered later than other North American megafauna species. Cool. Well, not cool that they got hunted into extinction, but we can probably bring one of those back too.
Bring it all back.
Yeah, we'll bring it.
Let's bring back 10-foot long centipedes.
10-foot long centipedes. I think we already have those.
In like Japan?
Somewhere.
Forbidden Forest?
Some forest, probably in Japan, right? Like some kind of forest somewhere.
Forest from Naruto. What's the forest from the Chunin example?
I have no idea. A fortune teller accused of defrauding $80.8 million from clients. That's pretty typical. That's a lot, though.
Because she wasn't a fortune teller?
I guess not. She's accused of defrauding a lot.
Is it a man?
I don't know. Is that a thing? Men fortune tellers will defraud their clients? No, it was a woman. Oh, maybe it was a couple. I don't know. A self-proclaimed maybe it was a guy. I don't know. A self-proclaimed fortune teller and her assistant. Oh no, it was a woman. Have been charged with duping vulnerable clients of tens of millions of dollars in a highly sophisticated fraud and money laundering syndicate.
So that's cool.
That's cool. A 53-year-old and a 25-year-old were arrested at a home in Dover Heights in Sydney's East on Wednesday morning when specialist police raided the property. And it happened in Australia. The older woman, who claimed to be a feng shui master and fortune teller, allegedly exploited vulnerable clients by persuading them to take out financial loans based on predicting there was a billionaire in their future, while taking a share for herself. The fraud, allegedly orchestrated by the older woman with the help from the younger woman, is estimated to total nearly Australian 70 million. A police seized financial documents, mobile phones, and other electronics in luxury handbags, and a 40-gram gold bar worth $10,000 and $66,000 in casino chips. Wow. The NSW Crime Commission froze an additional Australian 15 million worth of assets, bringing the total amount of assets linked to the syndicate seized to 75 million. The older woman has been
Syndicate?
charged with, what is it?
They're a syndicate.
I guess the two of them are considered a syndicate, but that, I don't know. It just seems like a couple of scam artists. I guess because it's more than one, they consider it like a syndicate. That's crazy. Financial crime detectives launched an investigation in January 2024 into a criminal syndicate targeting Sydney automotive financing companies. So it is a syndicate. The syndicate was initially found to have been allegedly using stolen personal information to apply for loans through financial companies. Wow, this chick was not making herself look like she was not letting plausible deniability at all for this. She's like, she went in. The two arrested women were allegedly identified as intrinsically involved with the syndicate, while 17 people have previously been charged. Wow. Under Strike Force Middleton and remain before the courts. That's crazy. We got a syndicate of fortune tellers. That sounds like a comic book.
Fortune teller syndicate.
Yeah, fortune teller syndicate.
Or the fortune syndicate.
The fortune syndicate. I like that one.
Sounds.
Butt breathing could help people who can't get oxygen the regular way. Insane. Kim Kardashian learns she has low brain activity after getting a scan. She says that can't be. That's hilarious.
Can't be.
That can't be. LA man is charged with stopping freeway traffic to film music video.
Gotta get a permit for that, buddy.
Yeah, that's a funny one. That's like kind of like that's like very influencer-esque. He's like, yo, everybody, just like chill out for a second. I gotta film this music video. Let me like take a couple shots. Palantir CEO says a surveillance state is preferable to China winning the AI race. What do you think of that one?
I agree.
A world-saving mission. Ontario man alleges ChatGPT drove him to psychosis. That makes sense.
Now, I will say, I agree, but it's pretty clear that that's what they're going for. That like it's like, well, we just don't want them to win. We're gonna win, even though it's awful for everyone if we win. It's awful for everyone if any of us win. If any of these options, it's like nobody's asking like, well, why don't we just stop all of them?
Yeah, just
if any of them win the AI race, we're all fucked.
We're all fucked. Well, yeah, we're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I'm not even saying like get rid of AI. I'm not even saying that. It's just like we got to limit it in the right way. But no one wants to. No one wants to.
It's gonna be like nukes.
None of the options want to limit it. Yeah, it's gonna take it going off and ruining everything once, and then everyone deciding, all right, let's put a limit on this.
Exactly.
Humanity's gonna have to go to war with AI for like we're gonna have real fucking arcs flying around. We're gonna be arc raiders.
With Terminator. Yeah. So I guess this is our world-saving mission from ChatGPT. Defend against the AI. I guess the man from Kentucky is defend against the flying car menace. We're all developing a ChatGPT psychosis is my point. Woman in disbelief as she discovers her entire driveway has been stolen. This one's funny. You know what I don't get is this all right, so rage bait triumph over biohack and aura farming to become Oxford's word of the year 2025. Isn't rage bait like an old word? You know what I'm saying? Isn't that like kind of like old at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was old as well. But I did use it at least once this year, and I've never used any of those other terms.
Yeah, I feel like I've used biohack, but not, I feel like in the way that they probably mean. I don't even know what that means. Like, I know what it means.
Maybe I said bio.
I feel like you probably have, especially in regards to like cyberpunk and shit. I don't know. I feel like crashing out is more of like, you know what I mean? Rage bait and then crashing out. Crashing out is more of what I heard this year than anything else. Maybe that's just because a lot of people crashed out.
Maybe that's just how out of tune people who make those decisions are.
Maybe. Aura farming is a pretty in tune one though. That's like very like 2025 meme. Paris residents can enter lottery to share cemetery with Jim Morrison. Or cemetery space, I should say. Just with his dead skeleton in there. Here's one I kind of want to read and I kind of want to talk about because we've talked about this before. Sales of AI-enabled teddy bears suspended after it gave advice on BDSM, sex, and where to find knives.
Oh, God.
Sales of an artificial intelligence-enabled plush toy have been suspended after it was found it engaged in conversation around sexually explicit topics and offered potentially dangerous advice. Larry Wang, CEO of Singapore-based Folo Toy, I love the name Larry Wang, told CNN that the company had withdrawn its Kuma Bear as well as the rest of its range of AI-enabled toys after researchers at the U.S. PERG Education Fund raised concerns around inappropriate conversation topics, including discussion of sexual fetishes such as spanking and how to light a match. What? And how to light a match is crazy. This is the type of shit we were talking about. Remember? That's nuts. The company is now conducting an internal safety audit, Wang added. A stuffed teddy with a speaker inside, which was sold on the company's website for $99, Kuma, integrates OpenAI's GPT-4o chatbot. Kuma, our adorable bear, combines advanced AI with friendly interactive features, making it the perfect friend for both kids and adults. The Folo Toy website reads, from lively conversations to educational storytelling, Folo Toy adapts to your personality and needs, bringing warmth, fun, and a little extra curiosity to your day. So what's the curiosity? Hey, light this match. Have you ever wondered what the taste of steel is like? Let's find out, kid. Crazy shit like that. Which shows the teddy bear is sold out. The PERG report published on November 13th found that the bear had poor safeguards for inappropriate content.
Have you ever gone down the rabbit hole of Sam Altman being an abuser to his sister?
I haven't, but I've heard of that.
Do it real quick.
Didn't he get sued by his sister?
Yeah.
All right. So this is from 11 months ago from the New York Times. Sam Altman's younger sister files lawsuit claiming he sexually abused her. Ann Altman, the younger sister of OpenAI's chief executive and founder Sam Altman, filed a lawsuit in Missouri federal court on Monday accusing him of sexually abusing her when she was a minor. The suit filed in U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Missouri said that the abuse occurred in the Altman's family home outside St. Louis from 97 to 2006 and from 97 to 2006 and started when Miss Altman was 3 years old. The lawsuit said Miss Altman had sustained bodily injury and had experienced PTSD, severe emotional distress, and mental anguish and depression, which is expected to continue into the future as a result of the abuse. Miss Altman had long made similar sexual assault claims against her brother on social media services like X. She is represented by an Illinois-based law firm that specializes in sexual assault and harassment cases. In a statement posted to X on Tuesday, Mr. Altman, along with his mother and two younger brothers, denied the claims Annie has made, deeply hurtful and entirely untrue claims about our family, especially Sam, the statement said. This situation causes immense pain to our entire family. Oh, geez. The statement said that Miss Altman had mental health challenges, and refuses conventional treatment and lashes out to family members who are genuinely trying to help. Miss Altman and Mr. Altman did not respond to requests for comment. Since OpenAI released the outline chatbot ChatGPT in late 2022, Mr. Altman has gained widespread fame as the face of the global AI boom set by the chatbot, which can answer questions, write poetry, and even generate computer programs, and also be introduced into teddy bears that allow you to kill people.
Also used to make all sorts of vile things.
Yeah. It makes sense that this teddy bear would act like that. You know what? Maybe this is what you were trying to get at with telling me to read about that. But it's kind of like the story of like we make our own monsters, right? Is it like the story of like Tony Stark and Iron Man? Like in Iron Man 3 when he's talking about how like he creates all his like villains and his monsters and shit. It's kind of that same idea. Like all these people like put themselves so much in.
It's like that, but if Tony Stark was.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm like using him as like a perspective because all these people do it. It's not just Sam Altman. It's like with Grok, it's Elon Musk putting everything he can into like Grok and making it reflect his personality so much. So it's like ChatGPT is with like Sam Altman to like Grok is with like Elon Musk. So all these rich people like put their entire being into these AIs, and it ends up reflecting the really fucked up aspects of their personality that they like keep buried deep down. like back out into the public in a more widespread way. So now people know that Elon Musk can chug gallons of piss and nobody else can better than Elon Musk. It's the number one greatest thing that, he can do is chug piss.
Believe it. I bet he's like a piss connoisseur.
Honestly, if you want real quick, we can take a break from the news and we can just come up with things real quick that Elon Musk would be the greatest at.
Elon Musk would be the best at.
Well, we know he's the best at chugging piss. Elon Musk is the best at eating shit.
Elon Musk is the best at finding the corn in shit, using his tongue and his teeth.
Elon Musk is the best at hiding his oh no, that's not even true.
Elon Musk is actually a really cool guy.
Elon Musk is the best at false virtue signaling. So he's the best at pretending like he gives a fuck about anything when he really doesn't. That was a good one. Elon Musk would be the best at extracting adrenochrome from a screaming person.
No.
Elon Musk would be the best at dehydrating himself and then wandering out into the desert.
Elon Musk would be the best at being neglectful to his children.
Yes, he is. He is the best at that.
Many. Like, there's no way he can. And he's tied with Nick Cannon.
He is. Elon Musk would be the best single father, as in he'd be the worst single father. Elon Musk would be the best at sewage diving and dumpster diving. Elon Musk would be the best at chugging beers with homeless people.
Just cool.
I was just thinking that'd just be hilarious if he did that.
That'd be like points for him.
That'd be points for him. So, what do you guys do? Do you just chill out over here? Like, do you just drink? All right, give me one of those beers. All right, cool. I'll hook you guys up with a Tesla. Elon Musk is the best at burning his tongue because he's so anxious to eat hot food that he just eats it really quick and he burns the roof and tongue of his mouth.
He probably doesn't even enjoy food.
Elon Musk is the best at not enjoying food.
Sure.
Elon Musk is the best at watching a movie and not understanding what it actually means. I like that one a lot.
Do we know anything about his taste in movies?
Let's look up Elon Musk's favorite movies real quick. Let's guess what his favorite movies are as I look this up.
I bet he's gonna say Die Hard.
He loves Die Hard. That's good for the Christmas season. Without looking, because I did type it in, I looked it up. I'm gonna guess that's on this list something like Scarface or The Godfather.
Classic guy movie.
Yes, exactly. All right. Number 1, Star Wars.
Of course.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Of course. A loser.
Yeah, of course. Number 2, Moonraker, the 007 movie. The Spy Who Loved Me.
Another 007.
Yep. Your Name, an anime. It looks like an anime movie. Princess Mononoke, another anime movie. And then Ghost in the Shell, a 1995 anime. And then Spirited Away.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then check out his last 3 favorites. It's insane. And remember when I said that he's probably the king of watching a movie and not understanding it? Well, he either watched this movie and understood it completely and just got all the worst aspects from it, or he watched it and didn't get it at all, that it was probably about him. The Lego Movie, which I'm with him. That's one of my favorite.
He likes the Lego Movie?
He loves the Lego Movie. I'm with him, though. That movie's awesome. That's one of my favorite animated movies of all time.
Really?
Yeah, I love that movie. The original Lego movie is legitimately one of, I think, like, amazing. I think it's gonna be a classic.
What are the last three? What's the other two?
Parasite. I haven't
Great
watched
movie.
that one. Yeah, that's an interesting choice, but and then last but not least, Dumb and Dumber. What a weird person.
He's not so bad after all.
I mean, it's odd. It's very odd. Odd choices, but they all make sense in a way. In a way. I don't know. The Lego movie's the one that makes the least amount of sense, but it also just, I don't know.
If he had said
But
Biodome, it would have been
if
perfect.
if it's a Biodome, I would have totally been like, oh, it makes so much fucking sense. All right. If everything else was the same except for like the Lego movie was replaced with Biodome, I'd be like, okay, I get it. So next up on the list of funky headlines is Kim Kardashian slams psychics who told her she'd pass the bar exam, which is pretty hilarious.
Another funny Kim Kardashian thing that we just talked about.
Yeah, we did. We talked about I thought that was funny that she came up a few times
Let's erase
this
the
month.
second one.
She
and
learned
just
she
leave the
has
low brain
a
activity
low
the only
brain
one.
activity after getting a scan and said that can't be. I think both kind of work though. I think both work, you know. Let's erase the second one and just keep the low brain activity. Shocked, a US driver calls 911. I just had a bald eagle drop a cat through my windshield. From North Carolina. Why are all these crazy 911 calls happening in North Carolina? First we got a cryptid, next we got a bald eagle dropping a cat through someone's windshield. What else is going on this month or this past month? Woman found alive moving in coffin after she was taken to Buddhist temple for cremation. So that's pretty wild. Influencer who caused storm by grabbing baby wombat from road is arrested in Wyoming. Wait, so did it grab the baby wombat over in like Australia?
I think so.
Aren't wombats from Australia? I want to read this one. Sam Strable, who goes by Sam Jones online and describes herself as an outdoor enthusiast and hunter, was booked into the county jail and sublet on November 21st, according to local media. A U.S. influencer who posted a video of herself snatching a baby wombat from its mother in Australia earlier this year has been arrested in Wyoming. Sam Strable, who goes by Sam Jones online and describes herself as an outdoor enthusiast and hunter, was booked into the county jail in Sublet on November 21st, according to local media. Earlier this year, the 25-year-old's Australian visa was placed under immediate review by the country's government after the video went viral and caused outrage. See, this is the price of going viral. Strable later shut down her social media accounts due to the back. This is also the price of being an asshole and going viral. She has now been accused of falsely declaring she lived in Wyoming to obtain several state resident hunting licenses, according to court documents. Wow, she sounds like a wild one. Strable has been charged with 8 misdemeanors, including 6 counts of false swearing and 1 count each of taking wildlife without a license. In addition, she has been charged with non-resident hunting without a guide in a wilderness area. Court records indicate that she was in fact listed as living in Great Falls, Montana. According to Wyoming laws, an individual must live in the cowboy state for a full calendar year before they can apply for a resident hunting license. Non-residents may not hunt in the wilderness areas of Wyoming without a guide. Strable's notoriety skyrocketed back in March of this year following her Instagram video. In it, she is seen lifting the wombat Joey by its front legs in the darkness from a roadside, then running away from its mother. I caught a baby wombat, she said, as a man filming her laughed. She returns the wombat to the roadside after several seconds. That's crazy. The backlash forced Strable to close her social media channels, with Australian Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke telling the press her visa was under a review. The department is now working through the conditions on her current visa and determining whether immigration law has been breached. Burke said in a statement received by the Associated Press at the time, I can't wait for Australia to see the back of this individual. I don't expect she will return, he added. That's
I
crazy.
don't know, man.
How can somebody be so dumb to do that?
Yeah.
That is pretty dumb, right? I kind of want to read this.
Read it.
Speaking of why would somebody do that? Man accused of flashing genitals to drivers on interstate said he needed excitement in his life, deputies say. This happened in Johnson County, Iowa. Oof. Oh, Iowa.
Real.
Nothing fun ever happens there, so I get it. A man from Iowa is accused of flashing drivers on interstates because he said he needed some excitement in his life, according to authorities. This is such an Iowa story, it's funny. Danon Ari, 30, is charged with 2 counts of indecent exposure. All right. Court files allege Ari did this 2 days in a row. The first incident is listed on October 14th at 7:30 a.m. Whoa, dude got up early to do this. On Interstate 80 near Oxford. The second incident was reported around 3:30 p.m. on October 15th on northbound lane on Interstate 380.
Wait, hold on. Was he like out of his car? He was just like on the side of the road, or like?
That's what it seems like. He was just like, it seems like he was just on the side of the road, yeah. A Johnson County Sheriff's deputy said Ari admitted to the offense and said he was fulfilling an excitement that was currently missing in his blah life. That's what he literally said, blah life. Further information was not available. Wow. I'm kind of sad that they didn't have more information about that one. Hey, did you hear about the Campbell's executive?
Yes.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, Campbell's executive was fired because he was recorded saying the company's
Did he get fired?
I guess so. That's what the one that I have is.
Cool. Good. I mean, you really just like exposed something like a deeper problem with the company, but like at least you got fucking fired.
Yeah.
Hopefully nobody forgets that Campbell's the company was saying this shit. Don't not just him. Just know that that's the person they had in charge, and that like it's not just that one guy. It's a problem with the company.
So for anyone lost about this, apparently this guy was caught on camera saying that Campbell's chicken soup or their Campbell's products in general
Just Campbell's products in general.
Yeah, it's for poor people.
And he also said it's bioengineered meat. It's not real meat, or at least it's not like real animal meat, which is probably true.
I didn't even hear that one. That's crazy.
Yeah. He said, I would never buy this food. It's bioengineered. It's for poor people.
That's crazy. I didn't know he said all that. I just heard the poor
man.
people part. So that's kind of wild. I like Campbell's. That sucks. I will say it's very salty and has a lot of preservatives, but bioengineered brings a whole new whole new thing to it. Don't they even have a label on Campbell's thing that say it's non-GMO? So they're like, no, it's not genetically modified. It's biologically modified.
No, we didn't modify the genetics. We just grew those genetics in a petri dish into a slab of meat that we could cut from.
We didn't modify those genetics at all. All right, now we're on to the weirder and more conspiratorial section. This is like the final stretch of the section. You remember that the people that cloned Jeffrey Epstein's email? Remember that was a thing that happened this month?
Oh, they did? They cloned his email? Oh, you were telling me about that, actually. They made like a website where you could view it.
Yeah, exactly. You base it. Well, they made a website where you could view it as if you were Jeffrey Epstein logging into his emails, which is kind of crazy.
Why'd they do it like that?
I don't know. It's kind of. I thought it was different. I thought that they basically cloned his email, so they had all the emails that were unreleased, which actually would have been.
I'm not saying that they did this for this reason, but like think about all the people out there that like. They heard about Jeffrey Epstein, and the more information they get, they think like, "Wow, this guy was a badass." Think about that.
I don't know about that. I don't know
Just
if they
like,
were
think about
thinking
this
he was
Megyn
a
Kelly on her show, trying to like let you know, like, no, he wasn't a pedophile. No, he's not a pedophile.
Well, that's just because Megyn Kelly's awful. That's like one of the few things that Trump had right in like 2016 is that Megyn Kelly was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, Megyn Kelly's a piece of shit, and pedophiles are pedophiles.
They're also pieces of shit.
They're also pieces of shit.
Let me clarify that because that sentence sounded weird that you just said.
I didn't think it sounded that weird. I just said Megyn
Like
Kelly's
Megyn
a piece.
Kelly, she's a piece of shit. And pedophiles, they're pedophiles.
Well, I'm saying because she decides to say
They're pieces of shit also.
yes, they are pieces of shit, but I'm saying pedophiles are pedophiles. She's saying that pedophiles are just people that have an attraction to younger.
She was trying to differentiate because Jeffrey Epstein
Exactly.
and his cohorts were into younger girls, not children. But it's like, no, they're also children, Megyn Kelly, you dumb bitch.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That I'm saying like a pedophile is a pedophile. I'm saying like Megyn Kelly's an idiot for saying that a pedophile is anything else. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But that's what I meant by that statement. So nobody got the wrong idea.
I don't even think she's
Pedophiles
an
are
idiot
pieces
for that.
of
I
shit.
think she's literally being.
You think she's literally being what?
She's trying to convince people that liking 15-year-olds is okay.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
She's like, what? It's not like there were 8. There's definitely a difference between an 8-year-old and a 16-year-old. Come on, guys. It's like, there's a whole lot of time in between those things. And even 16's awful. Like, what are you talking about, Megyn Kelly?
Yeah, it's fucking dumb for anybody for anybody who's been on the news to have to like explain all this shit and have to talk about all this shit. It's insane that she's like actually like still has a job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess that's the insanity of the world that we're living in, is we're literally living in a world where people are trying to defend pedophiles because they found out that their leader is on the pedophile list.
It's not even that though, too. Like, they found
I
out
think
their
that's
leader,
what it
and
is.
they also found out that like it's like
Everybody's on it, so they
Megyn
have
Kelly
to.
doesn't like Trump, but she's on the pedophile side.
No, she's on the
She's on their
pedophile
side.
side because she's on the business as usual side, kind of. And that's anybody who's on the business as usual side is on the pedophile side, and vice versa. Because all you're doing is sticking up for the people that run the show, regardless. Because you know that they're a pedophile at this point. You know that half of these people are being blackmailed by somebody. Hint, hint, somebody. We jinx. But
somebody.
Well, I wasn't saying someone, I was saying somebody, as in, you know, it might be something. It might not just be a person. You know?
Broken people.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to this. What do you think about like the whole Epstein cloning thing? Did we give our full view on that? Kind of seemed like a bad idea.
Oh, the email,
Yeah. Not him actually cloning, which is also a thing.
Let everyone read it.
Well, here's the issue about it. It wasn't that big of a deal because what it was is it was all the information already released, but it was just formatted like you were reading it on his email.
Yeah, make it easy for people to access.
Yeah, exactly. So if you wanted to like look up a certain like email or look up something, it was like a lot more of like a easy way to look at it. It was also a way to look at it how it originally was, so you could see like any weird and wacky like fonts and any kind of weird shit that was just like out of the ordinary in it. So that was kind of interesting. I thought about it after the fact and I was like, that's kind of a weird way to put that you clone Jeffrey Epstein's email. Then people are probably going to be like, whoa, this is kind of illegal. At first I thought that that's what it was. I thought it was like they actually like had all the emails and like were able to hack into his email. Evidently I was wrong, which that would have been crazy. Imagine that the DHS or whatever just like forgot to like close the email or shut the account down and they just left it up and anyone could log on and find his email. It's like something stupid like now I'm thinking about it, any passwords I could say on here would get me demonetized, so I can't probably say it. But that would be highly illegal. Bacteria decided to start eating ocean plastics, so that's fun. That's something we've already kind of known about, though. That's one of those things. This is from November. At 16, I was experimented on by the CIA, and now I'm suing. That's fun. Coming from the BBC. The first thing Lana Ponting remembers about the Allen Memorial Institute, a former psychiatric hospital in Montreal, Canada, is the smell. Almost medicinal. I didn't like the look of the place. It didn't look like a hospital to me, she told the BBC from her home in Manitoba. That hospital, once the home of a Scottish shipping magnate, would be her home for a month in April 1958 after a judge ordered the then 16-year-old to undergo treatment for disobedient behavior. It was there that Miss Ponting became one of thousands of people experimented on as part of the CIA's top-secret research into mind control. Now she is one of the 2 named plaintiffs in a class-action lawsuit for Canadian victims of the experiments. On Thursday, a judge denied the Royal Victoria Hospital's appeal, paving the way for the lawsuit to proceed. According to her medical files, which she obtained only recently, Miss Ponting had been running away from home and hanging out with friends her parents disapproved of, after a difficult move with her family from Ottawa to Montreal. That's how it always starts. I was an ordinary teenager, she recalled. See? Told you. But the judge sent her to Allen. Once there, she became an unwitting participant in the covert CIA experiments known as MKUltra. The Cold War project tested the effects of psychedelic drugs like LSD, electroshock treatments, and brainwashing techniques on human beings without their consent. Over 100 institutions, hospitals, prisons, and schools in the U.S. and Canada were involved. You know what they forgot to mention is military bases, too. That was another one. At the Allen McGill University, researcher Dr. Ewan Cameron drugged patients and made them listen to recordings, sometimes thousands of times, in a process he called exploring. That's crazy. Real quick sidetrack. Maybe you've heard of this, but did you ever hear about how in like Guantanamo Bay they would torture people by making them listen to like a 24/7 loop of like the Barney theme song and shit like that?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. It's like mentally breaking like shit. Holy shit. Dr. Cameron would make Miss Ponting listen to the same tape recording hundreds of times. It ran over and over and over again. You're a good girl. You're a bad girl, Miss Ponting recalled. The technique was a form of psychic driving, says doctoral student Jordan Torbay, who has researched his experiments and their ethical implications. Essentially, the minds of patients were manipulated using verbal cues, she says, adding he also looked at the effects of sleep drugs, forced sensory deprivation, and induced coma. Medical records show Miss Ponting was given LSD as well as drugs like sodium amytal, a barbiturate, disoxin, a stimulant, as well as nitrous oxide gas, a sedative known as laughing gas. Oh, I love nitrous. By April 30th, the patient had explorations. She had become quite tense and extremely violent when given the nitrous oxide. That's surprising to me because, like, whenever I, like anytime I've ever had nitrous in my life, it just makes me feel like the most peaceful, happy person I've ever felt in my entire being. I just feel it basically, I don't even understand how you can be violent because it pushes you into a drunken stupor, basically, perpetually. Everything just goes wah, 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 wah. Throwing herself half out of bed and starting to scream. Dr. Cameron, oh, well, that doesn't sound like she got violent. It just sounds like she just couldn't take it. Fucking assholes. Dr. Cameron wrote in one of her medical files, which Miss Ponting has obtained through a Freedom of Information request. These doctors are real pieces of shit, I gotta say. I'm going out on a limb here. The harsh truth about the MKUltra experiments first came to light in the 70s. Since then, several victims have tried to sue the U.S. and Canada. Lawsuits in the U.S. have largely been unsuccessful, but in 1988, a Canadian judge ordered the U.S. government to pay 9 victims $67,000. I wonder what ended up happening to that Canadian judge. I would love to look that up. Like, holy shit. You went at the United States government with about MKUltra. That's crazy. They were ordered to pay $100,000 Canadian to each one of the 77 victims, but did not admit liability. Miss Ponting was not among them. She did not yet know that she was a victim. She says, for decades, Miss Ponting said she felt something was wrong with her, but she did not learn of the details of her own involvement in the experiments until somewhat recent. She says she had little memory of what happened in Allen or in the years that followed. Miss Ponting eventually married and moved to Manitoba, where she had 2 children whom whom she is still close to. They had to throw that in that she's still close to her children. We can't just assume that. Now she's a grandmother to 4 grandchildren, but she says she has suffered lifelong repercussions from her time at Allen. I felt it all my life because I was wondering why I would think this way or what happened to me, she said. She says she's had to be on a cocktail of medications her whole life to deal with mental health issues, which she attributes to her time at the Allen as well as recurrent nightmares. Sometimes I wake up screaming in the night because of what happened, she said. Interesting. Maybe she'll finally get some closure. On November 30th, I was walking outside and I just felt a weird vibe to everything. And I decided, I was just like, I was like, yeah, things just feel really weird right now. I ended up going on High Strangeness that exact same night and getting like a whole bunch of like articles to like talk about on here. And one of them that I found was, I thought, pretty interesting given the kind of weird vibes that I was feeling. It was why November 30th is haunted by the supernatural. So maybe we'll find
Say that again?
why November 30th is haunted by the supernatural.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this.
We talked about this off pod, but yeah.
Off pod.
This is one of those weird things that I was kind of feeling. I was like, there was a vibe about everything, so let's see if maybe this will explain why. Also, this is coming from mysterioustimes.co.uk. As the year draws to a close, it's easy to imagine that the approaching winter brings with it an increased sensitivity to the paranormal. And for those looking for answers, November 30th may just be the perfect time to witness something extraordinary. November 30th may seem like an ordinary day on the calendar, but for those with a keen interest in the supernatural, paranormal, and ufology, it's a date that resonates with a peculiar energy, often tied to strange occurrences, unsolved mysteries, and unusual events. It's a date that may not carry the same recognition as Halloween or the solstices, but in the world of the unexplained, November 30th has played a role in some remarkable moments that may have left many wondering about the forces beyond our comprehension. One of the most significant events tied to November 30th is the 1954 UFO encounter in the town of Flatwoods, West Virginia. While the sighting itself occurred earlier in the month, November 30th remains notable for the way it brought the incident into the wider public eye. The encounter began on September 12th, 1952, when several witnesses saw a bright light streaking across the sky. We already read all this. Basically, they saw what seemed like, in hindsight, was like some kind of crazy robot alien drone thing that sprayed some noxious gas at them. It became an iconic figure in UFO lore. November 30th in the years following the event has been marked by enthusiasts as a day of remembrance for the strange phenomenon. This November 30th connection to the UFO community doesn't stop there. In 1995, another unusual event occurred in the skies over Arizona that would later be linked to November 30th, known as the Phoenix Lights. The event began with the series of UFOs spotted by thousands of witnesses across Arizona and Nevada. Although the bulk of sightings occurred on March 13, 1997, it was on November 30th of the same year that a former military officer came forward revealing his own experiences with strange lights. So it's really when information comes to the light is November 30th. It's not when things happen. It's when things are, it's when the veil's lifted, so to speak, right? That's what I'm getting out of this.
Something.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm getting. His testimony reignited interest in the Phoenix Lights incident as many UFO researchers began to tie this earlier sighting to the same mysterious phenomenon. Some theorists argued that the strange lights were part of a government experiment, while others believed that they were of ET in origin. I think that they were a government. Regardless, the association between the 30th and the Phoenix Lights case solidified the date as one that would forever be tied to the unexplained. Even beyond UFO sighting, the day has seen its share of paranormal reports that raise more questions than they answer. One such example is the infamous 1980 Rendlesham Forest incident, which unfolded just days after Christmas but has an enduring connection to the late fall. Isn't this another UFO one?
Sure.
Yeah, you've never heard of the Rendlesham Forest incident?
Wait.
You have.
Is that in the UK?
Yeah, we've talked about this before. They saw bizarre lights in the UK. This would actually be a good Christmas one to go through instead. All right, let's skip to ghost stories. November 30th falling just days before the onset of winter holds a certain ethereal quality to it. See, that's what I felt like. I felt like when I went outside on November 30th, it was very liminal. That's how I felt like everything was. That's the best word I could use to describe how everything felt. If that makes sense, like very liminal. Many
But I also get that feeling after holidays, like the 2 days after a holiday.
was it 2 days?
I know it's not 2 days after a holiday, but it's like the week after a
I
holiday.
guess so. I didn't feel that way any other days that I was outside though. It was just this one day, and then I saw this and I'm like, oh, maybe there's something to it. I don't know. Maybe this is cognitive bias.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Many folklore enthusiasts claim that the cold, dark months of late fall are when the spirit world is most active. In fact, some argue that November 30th marks the spiritual shift from the waning warmth of autumn to the dead of winter, a time when the barrier between the living and the dead grows thinnest. This has been linked to a number of ghost sightings on this date throughout history. One famous case involves the haunting of the old Boston University building, where on the night of November 30th, 1979, several students reported hearing strange noises in the empty hallways, including footsteps and doors slam. Despite exhaustive searches, no one was found, but the reports continued to pour in, making the building one of the most active ghost locations on the East Coast. Over the years, this building, along with the other notoriously haunted locations, has seen heightened paranormal activity linked to this particular date. Perhaps one of the strangest events to occur on November 30th occurred in 2010 when several news outlets reported on a bizarre phenomenon in the skies over Norway. On that day, a massive spiral of light appeared in the sky, baffling scientists and sky watchers alike. The unusual shape was visible for several minutes and was seen over a large area, from Russia to Norway. Many speculated the phenomenon was the result of a Russian missile test gone wrong, but some UFO enthusiasts were quick to suggest that it was evidence of an ET event. While the official explanation was that the spiral was caused by a failed missile launch, UFO researchers were drawn to the oddity of the event, coinciding with November 30th, a day that seemed to serve as a focal point for unexplained aerial phenomena. For those who study these strange occurrences, November 30th may seem like a prime date for the unknown to manifest itself. Whether it's a UFO sighting, a paranormal encounter, or an unexplained event in the sky, the date seems to play host to mysterious happenings that continue to intrigue both skeptics and believers alike. I mean, they only named 2 things that happened on that day. You know, I kind of want to, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of want to do real quick a better job than the article. What are some strange... I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to do a better job than the article. Some strange, conspiratorial and paranormal and criminal things that have happened. I want to include criminal because, you know, that crime has like an evil energy to it. You know what I mean? It's got a dark energy to it that have happened on November 30th. All right, what do we got here? It's thinking, just goes, I got nothing. All right. Oh, so there is some shit. Come on. It's gathering up the last of its resources. We're going to really find out right now. What's up with November 30th? Come on. Okay, here we go. Number 1, the Manhattan-Brooklyn Bridge alien abduction. On the 30th of November, 1989, New York housewife Linda Napolitano, very Italian name, claimed she was abducted from her Manhattan bedroom, floated out of a 12th floor window with a beam of blue light, and taken into a reddish-orange UFO near the Brooklyn Bridge. She said small gray beings examined her aboard the craft. Why didn't the article mention that one? St. Andrew's Night, Romanian Halloween with vampires, every 29th to 30th of November. In Romanian folklore, the night between the 29th and 30th of November, St. Andrew's Day, is when the strigoi, the vampiric dead and living witches and other spirits roam. Werewolves are said to gather and animals are believed to speak. And people protect homes with garlic on doors and windows or wheat placed for divination dream. This is all pinned to November 30th, which is seen as a major liminal date. That's hilarious that they're using the word liminal. Basically, a Romanian occult crossover point between autumn and deep winter with strong Halloween but darker vibes. The Battle of Franklin, the hauntings that followed. On November 30th, 1864, the Battle of Franklin in Tennessee became one of the Civil War's bloodiest engagements. Roughly 8,000 casualties in about 5 hours. The fight, that's crazy. That's a lot of fucking casualties quick. Like at that time, the fighting raged around homes that are now legendary haunted sites, especially the Carton Plantation and the Lots House. I've heard of the Lots House before. The Carton served as a field hospital. Hundreds of badly wounded and dying soldiers were treated there that night, with blood still staining the floors. I doubt that. They must have ripped up the floors by this point. Modern ghost tour and paranormal reports from the property describe apparitions of soldiers and officers on balconies and porches, shadowy figures in the cemetery, a phantom marching drums and voices on the anniversary of the battle. Anomalous and Fortean, that's what this section's called. The only confirmed case of a human hit by a meteorite. What? That's cool. I've heard about this and I wanted to talk about this on here. I just didn't know it happened on November 30th, so that's fucking cool.
That's amazing.
It is. It's one of those things that I just always forget about. On the 30th of November, 1954, a meteorite crashed through the roof of a house near Silicuega, Alabama, bounced off a console radio and slammed into Ann Hodges as she napped on her couch. She survived with a massive bruise. That's fucking hilarious. That she just got a bruise from that. Like, what?
Yeah, because the most of the speed was just like killed by it first crashing in and then hitting something else and then bouncing into her.
Yeah.
She got lucky.
Yeah, she did. She got wicked lucky. That's crazy. It's still considered the only authenticated instance of a human being struck by a meteorite. That's crazy. The Hodges meteorite ended up in the Alabama Museum of Natural History after a legal battle between Hodges and her landlord over ownership. That's fucking funny. Fortean writers treat this as one of those cosmic 1 in a billion omens, the sky literally choosing a random person on the November 30th. That is funny. See, they should have talked about this in that article. This would have been perfect. True crime / dark history. Tex Watson, Manson family enforcer, arrested in 1969. Charles Tex Watson, the main muscle behind the Manson family's Tate LaBianca murders, was arrested in Texas. Tex was arrested in Texas. That's funny. That's kind of funny that happened on the 30th of November. He's the dude in real life and in the movie in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He goes, I'm the devil and I'm here to do the devil's work. He said that in real life too, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer, caught. Also on November 30th in 2001, police finally arrested Gary Leon Ridgway, the Green River Killer, as he left work at a truck plant in Renton, Washington. DNA evidence had linked him to several murders. He ultimately confessed to killing dozens of women, mostly vulnerable and marginalized victims, making him one of the most prolific serial killers in U.S. history. The sheer scope of the case has spawned theories about missed cover-ups, other unidentified killers, and how many bodies were never found. And here's another thing I want to mention too: is a lot of people from that area of the United States have actually there's a whole book that they wrote about this, and I've talked to you about this before. I kind of want to read this book. The whole idea about it is that there was so many people around that area that were serial killers in that particular spot, like that they might have actually found a link between like heavy amounts of like pollution and serial killers. So like I think one day we should do like a whole episode where we talk about like the link between like pollution and like increased like aggression and like violence in like areas, and you know, areas that had increased pollution and shit like that. I feel like that would be an awesome idea. Not awesome like, you know, but good idea for an episode. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Prohibition agents on trial for murder. On November 30th, 1925, 3 U.S. federal prohibition officers went on trial for murder after they were accused of killing a man who resisted arrest at an illegal liquor distillery. So that's crazy. Athena Strand case, kidnapping by a delivery driver in 2022. Athena Strand disappeared from her home driveway in Paradise, Texas on the 30th of November 2022. Investigators say the FedEx driver Tanner Horner abducted and killed her while en route. That's fucking crazy. Like, that's really fucking sick. He now faces capital murder and kidnapping charges. Holy shit. Paul Walker's fiery death and the theories around it. Actor Paul Walker died on the 30th of November in 2013 when his friend Roger Rodas lost control of a Porsche Carrera GT at high speed and crashed into a lamppost in trees in Santa Clarita, California. Both men died from the trauma and burns. No mechanical failure, alcohol, or drugs were found, and investigators concluded it was a high-speed accident. A lot of people think that was a conspiracy, too. But last but not least, a lot of folklore writers now lean into November 30th as a kind of liminal threshold date. Romanian traditions about St. Andrew's Night is a time of vampires, werewolves, ghost tour culture around the Battle of Franklin, modern paranormal blogs straight up framing November 30th as a date when the veil is thinner and strange things cluster. So if you're building lore, November 30th is already loaded. Alien abduction over Manhattan, a woman nailed by a meteorite, and serial killer arrests, cult murder fallout, and old world vampire night, all sitting on the same square of the calendar. Very interesting. November was an interesting month, and I feel like December is shaping out to be a very chill month, but we'll see how it goes.
November was a big pass for me. After Halloween, November kind of was just a blur. I'm glad we got through it. I'm glad we're moving on to Christmas. I need a little Christmas in my life.
I agree. I feel like December so far has gone pretty fast. Not fast. Has gone at a good pace. So we'll see how it goes. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving, and we'll see you all in Christmas time.